final push to get this farm just crack-a-lacking.
Yeah, good morning guys and welcome. What we have today guys is the Sunday live stream. More bullshit from the fake foreign farmer. And amongst other things, we will look at his accusation of fish theft, and of course his favourite subject, neighbours, because as we know, Boss Hog loves his neighbours. But before we start guys, there's been some drama this week, and for those of you who are not aware of what's been going on, I want you to take a look at this screenshot. Take a look at this. So guys, in this screenshot here, a channel or a person known as Sir Villanam has been across to Stacey Dixon's channel quite often actually, and has been leaving comments about the lump of lard from the Bahovel. Stacey Dixon has been allowing these comments to stay up, and according to what we hear, is agreeing with what Sir Villanam is saying. So on the screen what we have is one comment from Sir Villanam, which I've had to split into two to fit into the screen, and then on the right hand side is Boss Hog's response. So I quote, Stacey, I agree with you regarding Jeff. I really don't care about Jeff's money. What I can't understand is why anyone sends that loser Smith any money. Smith claims to be smart with an high IQ. I see him as a big dumbass who in their right mind travels to another country with no income to rely on. He hates the USA. He hates paying taxes, or for that matter, he hates paying his debts. Now, after that, Sir Villanam goes on to talk about taxes, but he ends his comment with this, I quote, and anyone thinks Smith is a competent farmer, what a joke. He is a failure at farming. Keep smoking, Smith. You smoking in the presence of your child? Disgusting. Now, on the right hand side is Boss Hog's reply. He's gone across to Stacey's channel and he has given Stacey a piece of his mind. I quote, really Stacey? You agree with this guy 100%? So you think I'm a dumbass, a loser, don't pay my debts or taxes, made a mistake coming to the Philippines, and I'm not competent as a farmer? Lose my messenger and email address, Stacey. We're done. Now that comment that Fatso left describes exactly what he is. He is a dumbass loser who doesn't pay his debts or taxes and is a freeloader and e-begging scumbag living in the Philippines. He's never farmed before. He's an absolute swamp tart, and quite clearly he's butthurt. Now Stacey joins the queue along with Richard Losey, who financed Fatso, along with Texas Filipino Jim from Texas Filipino, who has also been blocked and has also helped Fatso out. So the moral of the story is this: to anyone thinking of supporting financially the big lump of lard, the scumbag from the Bahovel, think again, because you're nothing to Fatso. All you are is a meal ticket, and if you upset the behovelled bum, then you will be kicked to the curb. Doesn't matter how much money you've sent. Ask Richard Lozey. Ask James the Texas Filipino. This scumbag from the Bohovel thinks nothing of kicking someone to the curb and blocking them. And it just goes to show you that Fatso doesn't appreciate anyone. I'll say it again. You're nothing to Fatso. I can't tell you that Jason, who lost $30,000 in the milk, fish and shrimp scam, will never ever speak to Fatso again. That tells you everything you need to know. And it looks like Fatso is self-destructing. The pressure's on, he's lashing out, and I imagine very, very soon Boss Hogg will find himself in the same situation as Blind Owl up the road, or old Tintin, no friends and no cash coming in. Anyway guys, that was the drama of the week, and we move on because Sunday's live stream, quite a few things to get through, some clips to show you. The Bohovel scumbag was at it again. So take a look at this clip guys, listen to the swamp tart.
So anyway, here I am. Yeah, so anyway guys, the farm is going well. I'll begin harvesting out of that in a month-ish.
So there you are guys, the clown. Anyway, here I am. Yeah, here I am, sat on my own, Sunday morning. Used to be a very busy live stream. Now, he has to sit waiting for people to turn up. And his usual statement, everything's going fine on the farm. And he then went on to say that he's going to be harvesting in about a month-ish. Well, what he was referring to there was squash. He's going to be harvesting squash. Now, if everything's going fine on the farm, Brian, you being the best foreign farmer, why is it that your last squash harvest was over 3.5 months ago? Everything's going fine? I don't think so. Anyway guys, that was his opening segment. I've now got another clip for you. Listen to this bullshit.
Vegan. Any word on the neighbor whose place burnt, question mark? Did he go to the U.S. consulate or somewhere for help? I have no idea. Haven't seen him. So we, I guess it just, we donated what we donated to him, and hadn't stopped by to say thanks for your help or piss off or it's a nice day or anything. Haven't heard from him. I have heard some activity going over there. I guess they're rebuilding or something. I have no idea. But look, the guy's basically an asshole. So I really didn't expect anything other than that. Some other neighbors. Look, between me, you, and the fence post, what happened, in the opinion of just about everyone locally here, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. He's not well liked, and we'll just leave it at that.
So there you are, guys. He's asked a question about his neighbour. His neighbour that had the fire, his house burnt down, and Fatso says, "I have no idea what's happening. I've heard some activity over there." He says, "But we give him our donation Didn't get a thanks, kissed my ass, nothing. And by the way, what he donated was a bottle of water and one of his dirty old shirts. Some donation that is, isn't it? But anyway, he then goes on to say that the guy is an asshole. Now, this just about sums up this arrogant piece of shit you see up on the screen. Calling his neighbour an asshole and then having the gall, the absolute gall, to say he's not liked in the neighbourhood. Well, Brian, I've got some news for you. You are hated in that neighbourhood, and I've no doubt that a lot of people look at you and say, what's a big fat useless arsehole that lump of lard is. You cannot sit there when some guy has had his house burnt down and call him out as an arsehole. I do know one thing, Brian. You wouldn't say it to his face, would you? You're alright behind the keyboard, sat in the shack, but you wouldn't actually go up to that guy and say, hey, you're an arsehole. Because you're a coward. That's what you are. You're an absolute scumbag. But guys, I've got another clip for you to watch. In this clip, taken again from his live stream, Boss Hog is calling out Tatai and E-Boy. Listen to this.
I mean, I had thought a month ago that we would sell the extra tilapia that we had put here in the old crayfish tanks, and they're nowhere near enough to sell anymore. And by sell, I mean I wanted to get together a box, like 40 plus kilos, how many fit in a box, and sell a box of them. And I can, because there's I don't know if you guys have seen that net that is just it's round form bar with a green net on it, and that's what Tatai and now E-Boy are used to catch the fish out of the tank. And whenever I see it moved from it's never put it back exactly in the same place, well, I can just tell that they've been in there, and there's 6 or 8 less of those fish than there was from the last time that it was moved. So, the water's too murky for me to actually see down in it, but I can just tell there's fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer tilapia left in the tank.
So there you heard him. Tatai and E-Boy have vet most of Boss Hog's tilapia out the tanks. Boss Hog was wanting to get a box of tilapia to sell because he's a broke ass bum, and he sat there accusing them of stealing those fish. Now, 2-man slaves slaving away in those fields in all that heat, and here he is. You could tell he wasn't at all pleased that they were taking fish. Maybe, fat boy, if you paid them a proper salary, they wouldn't have to do that. Because we know that you're not paying E-Boy any salary at all. You're an absolute low-life scumbag. And speaking of tilapia, this is Boss Hog's second attempt after his first failure at tilapia, catastrophic failure, and he categorises it as an experiment. He wants to try tilapia again and cut down the feed bill. And this just shows you that Boss Hog really isn't a businessman who hasn't got a business plan. You see, Boss Hog should have done some costings, i.e. his overheads, cost of fish feed. he should have taken all that into account against the price he can sell those fish for, and work out how much profit he can make. He shouldn't be relying on reducing the feed bill, because there are many fisheries on the island of Bohol, all breeding tilapia successfully, but they do it on a large scale. And the fact is that the only way the Bohol bum would ever make a decent profit is by doing it on a large scale, and that means he needs investment, because he hasn't got a pot to piss in. He doesn't have the budget to do it, so he's reduced to trying to starve the fish of proper fish food and feed them duckweed. Mr. Cheapskate, Mr. Shortcut. And speaking of duckweed, I want you to take a look at this screenshot, guys. Take a look at this. Now, on this screenshot, anyone can Google it. It tells you all about duckweed and its effect on fish. Now, Boss Hog's set up. He has a round tank where he's growing the duckweed, which is constantly covered in this duckweed. His ponds, not so much, but on his ponds, he has those aerators running 24/7. So there's another cost, the electricity bill, when he's not using solar. But what about the effects of duckweed? Well, read ahead, and I quote, a seed-bearing plant, duckweed, tends to grow in colonies and calm water, and it is very aggressive. It can easily take over the entire pond. Additionally, duckweed colonies often cover the whole surface of a body of water, cutting off oxygen to the water below and making it hard for animals like fish to survive. So that round tank where the crayfish are kept, where he grows his duckweed, safely say that the crayfish, they'll perish, they won't survive, no oxygen, always covered in duckweed. Where the cages are on the bigger pond, he is constantly running those aerators, and he's running up a bill, another cost, as we've already said. So the next load of bullshit that'll come out of Boss Hog's mouth is that the feeding programme has been a success, and he's now looking to expand, and he'll be looking for major investment, and he'll be e-begging for money or cash or a donation to expand his tilapia operation wherever there might be, because he's already mentioned that, he's already sowed that seed. This scumbag never stops. And of course, if he doesn't get any donations for his expansion, he'll just abandon the tilapia project. He won't bother going back there. He'll just do what he normally does, but on their own, Boss Hog style. So guys, till the next time, bye for now.
Final push to get this farm just crack-a-lacking.